Shields up, Ironbreakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Monster Hunter World. Now, this is an interesting topic because as I was live streaming last night, I got into a conversation with some of you guys, the Ironbreakers, and we were talking about the different weapon types and why people like different weapon types and how much damage they can inflict and all of the different buffs that you can get, essentially debating a little bit on min-maxing and all of that stuff. And as the conversation was going on, I decided I would pop an interesting question onto the audience, which was, which weapon do you like to see me play the most? Now, the purpose of this question is because from a viewer's perspective, you know, what is more pleasing for you to watch me work with when I am destroying monsters, right? And before we get to the answers part, I want you guys to know, those of you that aren't aware, I've been maining Sword and Shield for quite some time. A lot of people think it's just a beginner-friendly weapon. They look at it and they're like, okay, I get it. You get a shield to block, you get a sword to attack. Feels pretty basic, but ultimately when it comes to Sword and Shield, the reason I picked it is because the shield itself is actually more of a weapon and less of a blocking tool. Like, sure, you can block with it, but you can also inflict KO damage, giving the Sword and Shield something that I really like, which is tons and tons of versatility, because you can apply KO damage with the shield, you can apply slashing damage with the sword. You got the Charge Blade move, which then allows you to do the shield down attack. There's just a lot of things that I really like about Sword and Shield. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that back in the day when I played World of Warcraft, I used to play Warrior, and one of my favorite things to do was to shield slam enemies. You know, just shield slam my enemies. I thought that was fun. You know, actually slamming someone in the face with a shield is just something that I find incredibly satisfying. So, naturally, as I went through a bunch of different weapons, I ended up falling into Sword and Shield as my main. So, let's get to the answers bit for that particular question, which, in case you guys have already forgotten, because we've been talking about so much about the Sword and Shield, the question was, which weapon do you like to see me play the most? And the most interesting thing about this wasn't the variety in response, because a lot of people were saying Gun Lance and Charge Blade was something that I've noticed a lot of people were talking about. But the more interesting thing to me was not one person, not one of you said Sword and Shield. And I was like, wow, really? Not a single one of you likes to see me play Sword and Shield. Now, I'm not calling you guys out or whatever. I know that the play style for Sword and Shield feels a little bit vanilla because it doesn't have any of the big high-impact moves that a lot of the other weapons have. And also, I personally also like explosives, which is why I really like the Gun Lance, because you can really blow shit up, and the Charge Blade as well. So I decided, you know, as the live stream ended, I was going home and I was thinking about this in the back of my mind. You know, it would be interesting for me to vary my playstyle a little bit more, because I have been going a little bit too ham on Sword and Shield. As a matter of fact, I've pretty much almost crafted all of the swords that I want to for the Sword and Shield tree. Like I have at least one of each element, I have one of each ailment, and they're all almost at the end tier, which means I'm pretty much going to be done crafting swords and shields, but I'm still going to be playing, so I will want to dive into different weapons and stuff like that. And so I figured I would let you guys pick what my next main weapon is going to be by letting me know which weapon do you think is the most fun to watch me play with. Now, I did 2 polls for this purpose, one poll on Twitter and one poll on YouTube, because I know not everybody has Twitter, but definitely most of the people watching this video will have a YouTube account, so you will be able to at least vote on YouTube. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add the results for both these polls on Twitter and YouTube, so if you want to, you can actually vote on both and get your vote to, like, do double the damage, so to speak. But that's completely up to you guys. But essentially, at the end of the day, I'm going to be adding both of these up. And that is going to, you know, kind of decide which weapon I'm going to main next. Which, you know, it's going to be completely up to you guys. So I'm going to put the 2 links as a pinned comment to this video. So basically, if you just scroll right beneath the video, it should be right there. I know that a lot of people like to say, oh, put it in the description. But it's like, the description usually is truncated because of how YouTube displays stuff on different devices and stuff, whereas comments, I kind of find those are probably easier for people to check. I might just put it on both places, but basically you will have the thing there. The other thing is also that I've had quite a bit of requests to do a full LP of Monster Hunter World. And I've been considering those, not on this channel, because I don't feel that LPs is something that works particularly well with this channel at this point. But I do have a gameplay channel, and I'm down to like putting whatever in there. And I do want to also make a female character to see how some of the armor looks on the females, because I've only played as a male character so far. So, you know, I'd be down for potentially doing a full LP, putting that on the gameplay channel. And I might use the poll to decide also which weapon I will put on that other character. So anyway, these are just a couple of thoughts that I was thinking about. Shortly after this video goes live, I should be live streaming on Twitch if you guys want to come hang out. But make sure that you check out those links, vote on those polls, so that you can help me decide. I put 4 weapons up for vote. Those 4 weapons are Sword and Shield, because, you know, in case you guys really like watching me play Sword and Shield, I might want to continue even deeper into Sword and Shield and trying to figure out, you know, more strategies that you can use that weapon for. But the weapons, like I said, are Sword and Shield, Lance, Gun Lance, and Charge Blade, because I want to make sure that I at least get a weapon that has a shield, because shields up, Ironbreakers. And these are also my favorite weapons in the game. Like, I like a lot of the other weapons, like the hammer, the switch axe. I like those a lot as well, but I like these weapons with the shields. And it's not just about the blocking, it's just I like having a shield in my loadout. I think that's fun for me, and that fits well with the Ironbreaker theme. So, let me know. In case you would like me to check out a different weapon, you can put it on the comments, and you guys can check the comments and like upvote the different weapons that people put on there if you really want a different weapon to rise to the top. And now that I've said that, I know that Hunting Horn is probably going to be the most voted weapon in the comment section for sure. But whatever, it's up to you guys. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you guys later on Twitch. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.